great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease.
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. Today is Thursday, the 25th of Julie's laughing. The 25th of 25th of 2025, 9/25/25. I wrote that on a G28 today. Isn't it amazing? I was at a green card interview at 8 a.m. this morning in Fairfax, Virginia, and now here I am at my desk talking to you. I was reading a story about Amelia Earhart and all of her efforts to try to circumnavigate the globe. And aren't we just so grateful for everybody who went ahead of us and learned how to fly? It's unbelievable that I could wake up in DC and be here at my desk by 1:30. It's pretty crazy. Met a new Uber driver, my new friend, Saran. He's going to be driving me around town, so I'm excited about that. Oh, look at this. Speaking of being excited, my friend Vanessa says, "Hey, Jim, have to share my excitement. We got our I-45 and I-130 interview." Well, that's fun. Good luck, Vanessa. I had 2 or 3 people jump up and say hi and shake my hand at the USCIS office in Fairfax today. I think we've reached a tipping point of people recognizing me. It's really sort of weird. It like almost happens all the time now. It's very strange, but I sure like it when people come up to say hi to me. So if you ever see me out and about and want to take a picture or say hi, don't be shy. I had dinner with one of our team members in DC yesterday. Her husband loves the show, Joseph, and he didn't want to come in and say hi. I was surprised by that. So Joseph, next time in DC, I'm expecting you to come to dinner. He watches the show religiously. So he was apparently nervous about that. No reason to be nervous. This is just a goofy immigration lawyer on a YouTube channel. Yassine Hori asked, "Hey, Jim, I hope your clients are out." My clients are not out. I went 0 for 9 yesterday. I had 9 bond hearings in a row, and the judge denied bond to all 9 of my Indonesian clients. Boom, boom, boom. Each one took about 15 minutes. My clients attended by video, and I lost 9 bond hearings in a row. The judge concluding that the government was right that my clients were flight risk due to their short time in the United States and their lack of any significant ties. There were a few that I thought I would win. I had one family that was there was a green card holder in the family. The mom was here seeking asylum, but the person seeking bond hasn't been here that long. And it must be easy being a government attorney these days because they don't have to put up much of an argument. The judges sort of are predilected to keeping people detained. This was in Missouri, Kevin. Yep. So we are exploring our options, including voluntary departure, which makes me sad. But to appeal a bond denial and sit waiting for an asylum case to be heard in a couple months is a big ask of people. So when you lose a bond hearing, you have to stay in jail until you have your hearing. And that could mean 2 or 3 or 4 months. So we'll see what my clients decide. I'm going to go down and see them on Saturday, but we've already got some things in motion for some of them already. Christine says, "I was at the Fairfax office on September 10th with my stepdaughter for her oath ceremony." You know, they had some flooding at the Fairfax field office, so we were all in the oath ceremony room waiting to be called up. That office used to be really well run, and me and the other attorneys in the office were now routinely having to wait an hour and a half, 2 hours for our interview. It's pretty crazy. My hero when it comes to video is Gary Vaynerchuk. And he says that You don't necessarily need to create content. You just need to document the journey, which I think is a lot of what we do on this show. We're just documenting your guys' journeys and my journey as an immigration attorney, talking to people going through the process under President Obama and President Trump, President Biden, President Trump. And you don't need to just sit around and think up content. You just need to talk about what happened. I think I might make a video tomorrow, just tell the whole Indonesian story from start to finish. I don't know if you guys would like to hear that. It would sort of be, how I got contacted, what happened. When I was first doing immigration law, and dude, do you guys know that I got a deportation case 3 weeks after I opened up the firm? I didn't know very much at all about deportation, but we won that case because of ineffective assistance of counsel. It was really bad. What the attorney had really screwed some things up, and he'd gone to prison. So the judge was in our favor, and this was one of the toughest judges down in Louisiana. We got our client out on bond, but I say all that because at first, when I first started doing immigration, I was also doing other stuff like workers' compensation. And workers' compensation is for people that get injured. They can bring an action against their employer. They don't have to show negligence. They just have to show that they got injured at work, and then they get X amount of dollars. So if you break your leg, you get this much money. If you blow out your back, you get that much money. If you lose an eye, you get this much money, right? It was an immigration judge, an immigration judge. And there's an interesting issue. I'll tell you about that in a second. Anyway, there was a workers' compensation case that I read around the time I started learning about deportation. And the workers' compensation case was about a Bosnian guy, an immigrant here in St. Louis, who he put his hand into a machine. And if Nurse Laura were here, she would tell you it was a horrible injury. He got what's called degloved, which basically meant it took all the skin off of his arm and left all that he had was the bones. All he had left was the bones. And so I always think about that because I think about deportation. Like if you get your hand into the machine, it's really hard to get it back out. Right. And so I've been thinking about that old case this week. The interesting issue that I raise in all 10, I have 10 clients. So all 10 have been denied bond, I should say. One got denied bond last week. That's why I had 9 yesterday. The issue that we raised, and the issue that's unclear, at least in my mind, is who bears the burden of proof in establishing that someone is or isn't eligible for deportation, eligible for bond while facing deportation. So there are cases in the immigration context that go both ways. There's some courts that say, hey, immigrant, if you want to get out on bond, it's your burden to show that you're not a flight risk, you're not a danger to society, and that you'll show up to court. There's other courts, specifically the First Circuit, the Second Circuit, and a district court case that reminded me of our friend Benson. This is an immigrant got detained in Minnesota, and he filed a habeas action in federal court to challenge his detention. And he argued that it was the government's burden to show that he was not eligible for bond. And the district court sided with the unrepresented immigrant and said it's the Department of Homeland Security burden. So when I started each of my arguments for my 9, 10 clients that bond should be given unless the government can prove that our clients aren't going to show up to court and are a flight risk, the judge rejected that argument each time. He says there's a BIA case, and he's right. There's a Board of Immigration Appeals case, and the Eighth Circuit where we live hasn't ruled on it yet. So I hope that I would never want any of my clients to stay in detention for extra long, but I hope that I get to challenge that argument in the future, because there are 2 cases from the Eighth Circuit in the criminal context. So in the criminal context, the government has to show by clear and convincing evidence that someone is a danger to society and therefore not eligible for bond, or by a preponderance of the evidence that they're a flight risk. So the burden in the criminal context is on the government. So if immigration is civil and not punitive, and people who commit crimes get bond unless the government can prove it, then I certainly think that in immigration, the burden should be on the Department of Homeland Security. So we'll see. Maybe one day, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because I've researched and briefed it all, I'm going to talk to my brothers and sisters in the immigration bar and look for a case. The problem is, like I said, if you get denied bond, then you end up having to sit in jail waiting for your case. And a lot of people would rather just take what's called voluntary departure and get out of here, go back home. So the issue probably won't get litigated unless there's some immigrant who stubbornly wants to stay in jail and have their day in court as fast as possible and challenge the legality of who bears that burden. So I think it's a good issue, especially given the fact that the Supreme Court struck down something called the Chevron doctrine. I'm getting into too much legalese for you guys, but basically federal courts are supposed to decide these things on their own and they don't have to defer to the agency's interpretation. So Zurich says, just got approved for my green card, 20-minute interview. Super easy. Good job, Zurich. Very happy. VIP says, I just had a patient deglove this week. I'm sorry. I'm sure it was gross. And I did see a message on TikTok. We do take messages from TikTok. If you want to ask me a question, you need to come over to YouTube. But somebody asked on TikTok, should I call ICE if I know my neighbors are illegal? So I'm not the right person to ask that question, especially this week. Like, that just makes me mad. So I would say mind your own business. Just go about your day and let people live. I wouldn't, thank you, Robert. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, what I just went through. It's not fun. They've been sitting in jail for 3 weeks and the judge was not giving them bond. Robert says, sorry to hear about that. And Yu says, somebody needs to take one for the team. Sort of. Like, there will be people who just have to stay in jail because they can't go back. These clients did have asylum cases, but when confronted with the prospect of sitting in jail for 4 months, it made it sort of tough. Also, I wanted to say that one thing that hurt some of these clients and hurt other immigrants that I was in court listening to is that they used a notario who has a really nice website in Florida. They look legit. They're not lawyers. They're pretend people. They must have charged very little because I swear to God, in their asylum applications, when we looked at them, they said something like, I fear persecution because of religion. No statement, no explanation, no history of what happened to them in the past, no country conditions. Like, these people filed the thinnest of applications and got these people work cards. And it really came back to bite the clients, because when you are looking at a bond application, you're not supposed to look at the merits of the asylum case, but you can look at overall if it's winnable, because if it's winnable, then you probably have a reason to come back to court. If it's a dog case, then you're probably not going to come back to court. How do we know who's a real lawyer? That's a great question, Kevin. Number one, they would say they're a lawyer. Number two, you can check the Missouri or the state bar. So always go, if you're ever going to hire a lawyer, always look in the state in which they're licensed and look them up. You might see, in some states, you'll see complaints against them, or if their license has been suspended or anything. So that's how you know. That's how you know if someone is a lawyer or not. And I'm just going to end my little talk today with Joe's quote, why the F would someone want to complain to ICE about their neighbors? So infuriating. I agree. That's what they did in East Germany. If you ever want to watch a crazy movie, there's a movie called The Lives of Others, and it's all about spying on your neighbors, and that's what we're hired to do. That's true, Kevin. You could just hire us. Saul, hello. Hello, Saul. You're on mute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good morning. Thank you for everything. First, my question was, first was like, I applied my naturalization on the end of June. I haven't been called since then. But my friend, he applied in April. He get it within 1 month. So I'm like, is the number of waiting like, is this random or because of?
Are you
is
from
it-
Are you from the same country?
Huh?
Are you from the same country?
Yeah, the same country, the same process. Yeah.
Did you get your green card through marriage or asylum or something
So
else?
asylum.
Through asylum, yeah. So I think it's probably sort of random. I mean, most green card cases, I mean, most citizenship cases are going fast right now, so it probably won't take too long.
It have been 3 months right now. It's in Charlotte. So
I mean, you have to know that, 2 years ago it took a year and a half to get your interview. So it's going to be much faster than that.
yeah, I know that. It's just like I hear people saying like within 1 month I'm being called. So I was expecting 1 month. Then when it becomes 3 months, I was worried like, is
Yeah.
this my case or what? Anyway. And another question I have was regarding the new rule about the neighbor checklist or something. I have applied my application. So right now, do you think like I need to submit like testimony or something or?
Yeah. So what we're saying is bring it to your interview. So just get a couple. I mean, if you don't have any negative factors, just bring a couple letters saying, "Oh yeah, Saul's a good person. I support them. They'll be a great citizen." Stuff like that. I think you'll be fine.
So when they say neighbor, like I recently bought a property, so I don't know most of the people there. I just shake hand with my neighbor. That's all. I don't know him.
Oh, you're worried about that one, about the knocking on the doors thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that so much. I don't think that's going to be a real thing. I think as they get more of their funding, they'll start doing that, but I don't think it's going to be a real thing. And I also don't think that it's legal.
Okay. What about like I work remote? My company, I mean like my office company is in different place.
Yeah.
So when I list my job, its location is different, but because it's full-time remote.
Yeah.
So what about that? Did I need just email my manager or what? How does that work?
As far as in case they're coming to knock on your office door?
Yeah.
Yeah, just tell them that you applied for citizenship. No big deal. I tell HR, I tell your boss. Yeah.
Yeah, but the location, I'm in Charlotte, but the location of the company I'm working was in.
I don't think they're going to work that hard, especially if you don't have any crimes. I think we're getting to the stage of life with USCIS where they're coming up with these rules to give themselves more discretion and more ways to deny people. Not that they're going to do that to everybody, but that they can target the people that they don't like and do it to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. I think that's. What is your experience like? The recent interviews, are they asking them like, who is your neighbor or something like that?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, if they're going to go knock on doors, they're just going to knock on doors. They're not going to tell you about it ahead of time or ask for who you want them to talk to.
Yeah. The reason why I asked it was like I asked my neighbor about that. Like I find him a couple of days. Like I asked him like I was doing something like that, and he was like, when I asked him like I want testimony or something like that, he was kind of like
nervous
scared or something like that. He said, I just know you kind of things like I was thinking about it. He said, so I'm kind of like, oh man,
yeah,
he doesn't seem like happy to.
Right, which is why the whole thing's done, because everybody's going to be scared and freaked out when USCIS shows up.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I wouldn't worry about this. Just keep going. You're doing fine.
Okay, thank you.
I also think that whole thing's illegal, so there's that too. If they try to mess with you on that, let me know.
Okay,
right.
Thank you.
Bye, Saul. You'll be fine. Uncle Jimmy Jim, hello. Hello, Uncle Jimmy Jim. You're on mute. Or you're not on mute, but we can't hear you. Suede wants to know, why do I think that's illegal? Well, first of all, they already have problems at USCIS using uncorroborated, unsubstantiated evidence. I believe that it's fundamentally unfair and a violation of due process to randomly go talk to neighbors and rely on that in determining whether or not somebody gets to be a citizen. You might not never have met your neighbor. You might work out of town. You might have lots of reasons why your neighbor doesn't like you. Maybe they don't like black people. And so if USCIS comes and asks about white people, they say, oh yeah, sure. They're great. If they're black, no way. So that's why I think it's illegal. All right. Sahid asks, do the letters of character for USCIS for N400 need to be notarized? Any document that you want to give to USCIS has to be notarized. Any evidence, anything has to be notarized. P, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Jim. So I came in December. I came in end of 2021 as a M1 student.
M1, okay.
Yes. And so 2023, I filed for the EB2 NIW, and that took forever since September. So last year, September, I got like an RFE.
Yeah.
Then which didn't look too good. Then this
It
year,
it didn't look too good.
yeah.
Okay.
Then this year, I sent this year. So just like yesterday, I got like some notice that the documents are like there's some movement, but it's a notice explaining to USCIS actions was mailed, but it doesn't say like approved or anything, and no documents were uploaded like on the online, on the website. So
Yep.
anyway, so meanwhile, I got married this summer, filed I-130 as I moved cities, and that's going on pretty well because
you said you moved cities.
yes,
Okay.
and states, yeah. So not in the Pacific Northwest, and anyway, so mid-August, like after a month after filing, the I-130 concurrent, I was called in for biometrics, and I went there, no issues, and yeah, so that's where I am so far. So I'm just wondering, like, should I drop that other case, or I don't know what's coming on this mail code. It doesn't show like on that website, but it's just. And anyway, so I ran out of status last year, July last year, as an M1 student.
My question is, were you in status when you filed the 485?
No. That one was just recent. The I-140 was just the loan I-140 in 2023 while I was in status.
But the 485 you filed after you were out of status?
Yes, just recently.
That can't be approved. You have, in order to, if you're not adjusting based on marriage to a U.S. citizen, you have to be in valid non-immigrant status on the day that you file your 485, or it's not approvable. You can't adjust.
That's on the I-140, right?
On your I-140, right?
Yes,
right.
Yes.
So that should be what that 45 should be withdrawn.
Yes,
but you need to be very careful. Because
so on the I-145, I filed concurrently with the new I-130 based on the marriage.
Let's not talk about the marriage yet.
Okay.
Let's not talk about the marriage yet.
So for the I-140, I haven't filed anything else. Like I haven't filed that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's good. So you only have 145 on file.
Correct.
Good. Okay. So when did you and your spouse get married?
Roughly. June
of 25?
Yes.
And your spouse is a U.S. citizen?
Correct.
And you filed the I-130 and the 45 like a smart person?
So you're breaking up a bit.
Sorry, you filed the 45 and the I-130 at the same time?
Yes.
Yeah, good. So you're just chilling. I would leave the I-140 alone if they're not going to do. I mean, you could probably withdraw it, but just let it hang out there. And then your green card is going to come through marriage. So just focus on your marriage case.
Yes, that's clear. I think I talked to you sometime, and you also advised us such. But this was way back. But anyway, so this. So should I go about like withdrawing it, or you're saying I can just leave it there? Because like with the news and everything that's going on, I don't know if they deny that case, that they can use that against this other, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I would say so. I guess they've already sent you an RFE, which you've responded. Yeah, I think I would be willing to withdraw the I-140 as long as in that withdrawal notice you make it clear that you've married a U.S. citizen, you filed an I-130, and that you have filed an I-45. Because in theory, what could happen is you withdraw the I-140, and they say, hey, let's look up P. And they look up P. Oh, his SEVIS record ended last year on his M visa. So this I-140 is all he really had, and they don't connect it to your marriage case. And therefore, they put you in removal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the question is it riskier to withdraw the I-140 and trigger that? Or is it riskier to leave it on file, see if it gets denied, and then trigger that, right?
Yes. Exactly.
That's a question I'm going to leave to you, my brother, because I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's a close call. I think I would probably. So your I-130 and 45 have only been on file for a couple months.
Yes, but it's yeah.
I would leave the I-140 on file because really, if you had an I-140 and a crappy 45 that wasn't approvable, I believe. I'm 99% sure that it's the withdrawal or denial of the 45 that's much more likely to trigger a referral to the immigration court than just the I-140 on its own. An I-140 doesn't really get into someone's status, doesn't really get into their adjustability. So I think if it's a close call, if I had to guess or pick, I would probably pick let it ride out there in the hopes that your green card case based on marriage goes quickly. And then once you get your green card, then withdraw that.
Roger.
Okay? But that's your call, not mine.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Bye, P. See ya.
All right.
All right, I'm going to go to Sunshine, then MS, then Philip. Sunshine, MS, Philip. But first, I'm going to go to Jose. How long are M400 interviews taking right now in Long Island? I don't know, probably about 6 months. Maybe a little longer. Sunshine, hello.
Hi, Hi, Jim. Can you hear me?
I can, Sunshine. How are you doing?
I'm very good. It's the first time I'm on this show, so I hope I do everything correctly.
You will. You will.
Thank you very much for what you do. I listen to all your shows. I've learned so much just by listening to you.
Awesome.
So my question is this. So it's a little more, it's really not, it's about an F1 case, but it's really not about the F1. It's about the school altering my documents to prevent me from transferring to another school. They altered my transcripts, and I have proof of that. And I'm wondering whether within the immigration system, there is any remedy for that kind of thing.
Okay, so first of all, please don't mention the name of the school, okay?
Sure.
Okay, so when did you come to the United States?
I came to the United States in 2002 on a scholarship from my country. Yeah.
On an F1 or a J1 or what?
F1.
2002?
Yeah, and what happened is I can give you the whole story, but this is what they did in this particular school. I can walk you through it if you're okay with listening. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened was I was in school A.
Yeah.
And then school A messed up my immigration status because I fell through the cracks, and I didn't go to school for 1 semester because I was sick, but they didn't cancel my SEVIS record. So within 5 months at that time, you could automatically apply for reinstatement within 5 months.
Right.
Then in that time, I got a full scholarship to another school in another state. And this school A told me, I asked school B, the one that I got the full scholarship, asked them to apply for reinstatement for you. Then school B, when I went to school B, the officer, whoever, spoke to school A on the phone and school A didn't want to tell them that I could apply for reinstatement because probably she was trying to, upset that they had really missed, I had fallen through the cracks there. So they told school B, oh, she's out of time, you cannot apply. And then school B didn't look at the document.
Was that true or false?
That was false. Absolutely. Okay. I have the document showing it's false. Okay. But school B didn't look at the document, just listened to what this person told her on the phone.
Right.
And said, oh, we cannot apply for you. You are out of time. But I could go to school there. They said, that's okay. You can go for classes and everything. Then what happened is there was a small mess up in school B where I don't want to go into all the details, but there was this suspicion that, not suspicion, but there was this sexual, they feared that I could bring a claim for sexual harassment, which I never planned on doing. I just wanted to do my degree and get out. So, because at that time, there was this particular class where four professors taught the same class. So when this particular professor was acting a bit stupid, I went to a female professor and I asked her, I feel uncomfortable with this professor. Is there any way I could just transfer to your class? Where she was teaching the same thing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it at that time. I probably was very naive. Yeah. She went and told the dean. And the dean, now this is a particular school that is very concerned about their image as being connected to a particular religion.
She probably had to.
Yeah, probably had to. I later realized, yeah.
Okay.
Then what happened is from that time onwards, it seemed like I was in the bullseye. They were not, my sister passed away. They didn't allow me to do my exams late, all that. But then from school B, I then got another, almost a full scholarship in school C.
Okay.
Right. And school C sent me email saying, fine, you can apply for reinstatement. We'll help you. Everything is fine. But what happened is school B and C have a connection through their staff. Some of the people who had been in school C, school B, had actually joined school C, if that makes sense. So they, later on, I was so surprised, actually lied about it, told me, oh, we cannot apply. You should leave the country and come back. We'll issue you a new I-20, right? Mm-hmm. And I was surprised. And then she actually told me, you have a spot in school, accommodation like the dorms. I had applied. Oh, you will miss this. You should leave the country and come back. Okay. Right? And everybody was telling me, don't leave the country because then your immigration record gets cleared up. So I was there. And then what happened is, I knew they were not going to accept me for admission to that school and they were not going to apply for reinstatement. Then, funnily enough, I then applied to another school, which was not connected with these schools at all. It was a school on the East Coast.
This would be school.
This was school D. Right? So then they told me, that's fine, we can apply for reinstatement for you. But they asked for an official transcript from school B, right? And because I had done one semester at school B. So I had transcripts that I had got, that was sealed, but they said, no, that's not enough. We need transcripts directly from your school. When they sent they delayed a very long time. And finally, when the transcript came to school D, they had altered my grades to give me a GPA below 2. And the problem is that particular program, and you may guess what it is. If you're below 2, they wouldn't even look at you. Mm-hmm. Your GPA below 2, they're not going to consider it.
Yeah.
And so school D basically said, we are very sorry, we cannot admit you because we have got this official transcript. And I was saying it's false, etc., but it doesn't make any sense. And the other things, I have been so scared really, because, with all this immigration thing, even the lawyers I've spoken to have said, oh, just keep quiet, because I have a valid social security number and I have a valid driver's license because I came in as a student. So they are like, everything is okay. You're under the radar. Don't go and, mess up and all that. And I can understand the lawyers really wanted to help me, thinking that, if I bring this to the focus, there might be issues. So, Jim, my question is, when they have done, and I have proof of the change of transcripts. They changed my transcripts after 2 years just to prevent me from transferring to another school where I could apply for reinstatement, and they probably would have got into trouble. So I is there anything within the immigration system that there is a remedy for them doing things like this?
First of all, when do we think your SEVIS record was terminated?
It would have been terminated so I came in, I was within the 5-month period. So it would have been 2007.
So you've been out of status for 18 years.
Exactly.
So, and all this stuff happened with school D and B back in 2007?
Yes. The other thing is I also applied for
Hold on. If you ever had a cause of action against school A, school B, school C, or school D, you lost it a long time ago. That was way too long ago. That's number one. Number two, none of it gives you any status immigration wise. There's nothing that you told me, even if it was all happening right now, that allows you to reinstate. So basically, you're just somebody here who's been out of status for 18 years. And if you go down the wrong turn in DC or somewhere else, you're subject to deportation. So the last thing you want to do is remind them that you're here by filing some squirrely, hey, please reinstate me because I didn't do anything wrong back in 2007. That's a quick way to get a notice to appear in deportation court.
So is it so? Okay. So the other thing is I had filed an application for asylum.
When?
So when I newly came to the so I had political problems in my country. There was absolute proof I had political problems.
When did you apply for asylum?
So that was in 2003. That was within a year that I had come in.
And
then what happened at that time is so it was with my Chief Justice. There was a whole lot of political issues, but so the immigration office actually wrote that he believes what I have said, but that the facts don't reach up to the what do you call it, like it doesn't qualify for the asylum, status, like the high bar for asylum. So that he sent me back, and at that time they sent me back to my F1 status because I was still within like legal, I had F1 with DS, right, duration of status. So that and in that letter they had said you cannot appeal this case, no review or whatever it is, right? So I just stuck with that. Then what happened is, fast forward, in like 2018, I helped somebody in my country to come to the United States, and the person had converted to another religion, and her parents were like mad, and they were threatening me, and sent someone to the US to where I lived, and all that. So I filed another application based on change of situation in my country.
While you're out of status.
While I was out of status.
And what happened in that case?
I filed for asylum. Then what happened is, this was the strangest thing. They sent me back all my papers, my entire application. Now this happened during a time where the present administration was there prior, right? If I'm making it correct. So then what happened is they sent back my asylum application after removing all my documents. We had to put copies of our passport. And I don't know if you remember this, but there was this thing that if you didn't feel like, say, not applicable or something, you left something blank, they could actually reject your application. That was that point. Right. They sent it back on that, right? That was the first time. Then I filed it again and I filled that with a not, I filled that part. And then the next time they sent my documents back again, they had removed all my passport photocopies, and our passports are like small books. It's horrible, right? I had all these like 180 photocopies or something. They removed all that and sent the application back to me. And I was floored. I didn't know really what to do. And no case number, nothing for my asylum case, nothing. So, and also with all this, lawyers telling me don't do anything and all that, I wasn't really sure how to proceed. So I'm not sure what the deal is.
So did they ever receipt your asylum case?
They sent me back the whole document set that I had filed, and I have proof of that they sent it back and proof of my mail.
That doesn't mean anything. They didn't give you a receipt. They didn't give you a receipt notice or anything. You don't have a case on file.
I don't. There's no case number. Yes.
So
there is a notice. There is a notice saying contact your office in Arlington or something.
That doesn't mean anything. You have nothing.
I have nothing. They didn't give me a case number.
So you have nothing, my friend. You're just here out of status, like a lot of other people.
Right. So can that asylum case be reopened?
No.
Uh-huh.
It was a squirrely asylum case that was never going to work anyway, and you never got it on file. And now you've gone even.
No,
you've gone one. No, you never got it on file. Now you've been 1 year beyond that. Why are you so casual with your immigration status?
the thing is, everyone I spoke to basically was saying, "Don't do anything. Just be there. You never know what can happen."
What is what is your plan?
I don't know. That's the thing. I'm wondering what to do.
You got nothing. I mean, I can't think up something for you. There's nothing for you to do. You have no status. You have no path, no plan, no way to stay.
So even though, say, the other side does now, normally the immigrant is thought of as the villain, right? Here, I could have.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I mean, normally they think of the immigrant as being the person at fault doing the wrong things, right? But the schools did.
You did a lot of things wrong. What are you talking about?
No, but here the schools messed up my documents. If they hadn't done it, I could have transferred.
That was 18 years ago. You think that's what does that have to do with any? You've had no plan for 18 years. What I don't know. Are you feeling like you've been treated unfairly?
I think the schools, what they did, I had no choice, right? My sister passed away.
That was 18 years ago. That was 18 years ago. What have you done since then? Nothing. You've done nothing. Now,
so after that, I actually came back to another school. They refused to file for reinstatement. So these schools were all.
We can reinstate you now. You've been out of status forever. You can't reinstate now. Do you have any U.S. citizen family members or anything? No?
No, I do. I have a nephew, but then that doesn't matter, right?
Right. All right, well, good luck.
Okay. Thanks, Jim. Thank you.
Bye-bye. I don't know what I was supposed to do with that. That was a lot. That was a lot of nothing, really. I mean, in theory, she could have sued School B, but you had to do that shit way back then. I do think that schools should be targeted when they mess people's immigration status up. If that's true, if they altered her grades and stuff, that's something, but it doesn't give you any kind of status. MS, hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, I sure can.
Okay, great. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay, thank you. So I'll go straight to the point here. My family and I, we moved here back in 2016. We filed for an asylum case, and it was denied in the USCIS office. We were sent to immigration court, and we actually do have our individual hearing coming up. Last minute, we were contacted by the lawyer's office, and the lawyer actually got his license revoked. I mean, suspended, I'll say. Very last minute, and the individual hearing is literally next week. So he has a replacement currently. We were told that the replacement will actually take over the case, and last minute, he also said that he actually never agreed to take over the case. So currently, we have no lawyers to go to our individual hearing, which is next week. So I'm not so sure here. Should we actually go in person, even though we don't have a lawyer? I actually prep all the documents myself. I have all the evidences and everything, but I'm just not so sure if we should actually go in and how to go about this.
I'm sorry this is happening to you. This is actually the second consult or person I've talked to this week where their attorney got their license suspended. Do you know why their license got suspended?
No, and I just found out. I just found out today. I spoke to a different lawyer, and I just found out today that he got his license suspended from 2021, 2022, literally every year since 2009.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a mess. And so, when you say so, are you talking about the state bar that the attorney practices in, or the like the immigration courts and stuff, or both? Do you know?
I'm not so sure. The lawyer actually asked for his name, and he looked him up, and he was even convicted apparently in 2021. So I'm not so sure, to be honest.
I mean, number one, you absolutely should show up to court on the day of your hearing. But what I would do is I would try to find which lawyer in the town, what city is your court?
New York, and unfortunately, there is a holiday. It's on October 2nd, pretty much. It's a Jewish holiday, and we're pretty much unable to find a lawyer.
Okay. If you send me an email, I have a friend who's a really good lawyer in New York City. It's not her Jewish New Year, so she might be able to help you, or at least what would be nice is if you could let the court know ahead of time. I mean, the question is, well, I guess, so the lawyer that got their license suspended, the lawyer that filed your original asylum case,
Yes.
and that lawyer has supposedly represented you during this removal court too.
Yes.
So you can't run away from the fact that this guy was your lawyer, right? It's
No.
So you're not going to lose anything by going to the judge and saying, "Hey, I didn't know." I mean, what I would spend a lot of time doing if I were you, I would do two things. One, I would you reach out to me and I'll connect you to my lawyer friend, and then also I would do everything I could to find every kind of complaint about this lawyer on the internet, because you really, really want to know why they got suspended. Some lawyers get suspended because they don't pay their taxes. What you're hoping is that he didn't get suspended for filing bullshit asylum cases.
Got it. Okay.
So, I mean, not that that really has a big impact on things, but what would be nice is if an experienced deportation lawyer in New York could let the judge know before the day of your hearing, hey, this lady has a valid asylum claim, or this family has a valid asylum claim. They even, I this will sound like a strange argument, but just because an immigration lawyer files some BS asylum cases doesn't mean that all of his asylum cases are BS. Now, they don't always agree with me, but that's actually true, right?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we want to distance ourselves from that guy, try to demonstrate that this is a real asylum case. And what you want is the person who appears in front of that judge the most, who might be able to intervene between now and October 2nd and say, hey, MS that's a week from today, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, MS just contacted me. She just found out her lawyer is it true to say that you just found out that your lawyer got suspended? Like, how recently did you find out?
Well, I actually dropped off a letter. I wrote a letter and I actually went to court and I dropped it off, stating that the lawyer is not able, well, he's unable to represent us pretty much.
When did you find out that the lawyer was suspended?
We found out a month ago. However, again, he had a replacement and the replacement was supposed to take over.
This is a replacement within his firm or outside his firm?
He is within the firm.
So it's sort of like where the boss got suspended and they're trying to keep the firm afloat while
Right.
Grandpa
Yes.
was suspended.
Yeah.
Yeah, MS, send me an email. I'll do what I can to help you, and I'll get my friend in New York to try to help you too.
Okay. And another question. So
Sure.
I've been holding off to my marriage with my boyfriend for the past 2 years. He's a US citizen.
Come
And
on.
at this point,
Come on, man. Come on.
yeah, I know.
Why?
Yeah, because I just thought that this would be an easier process.
Marriage. I didn't want people to think that I married him just to get a green card.
Right, yeah. So right now I'm just not so sure because I spoke to different lawyers and they're actually telling me that would be a better option at this point. And I was just actually looking it up. However, I'm getting different answers. Some people are actually telling me, hey, you are in removal proceedings, so you'll actually have to file the I-130, wait 2 years and apply for the I-485 with the court, or submit a motion to terminate with the court before you apply for the I-485, which will actually take 4 years in total for you to get your green card.
So I-130s aren't taking nearly that long anymore. Number two, you should have started. I mean, if it's a real relationship and you love him and it's not just to get a green card, you should have started this a year ago, especially with the upcoming court date. But you know what I always say? The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The next best time is today. So if I'm your lawyer swinging into action saying, Judge, I need to sever her from the family case. She's marrying or married a U.S. citizen. But that should have happened long ago. I don't even know if I would raise it right now. Right now, I would just sort of rely on the fact that the lawyer got suspended. And I mean, between you, me, and the wall, is it a real asylum case or is it bogus?
Oh, it's definitely a real one.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So hurry up, send me the email, okay?
already sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Hoolie's gotcha. Okay, Hoolie, hook me up, okay? I'll reach out, MS. Wow. Mackie says, what's up with all these lawyers getting licenses suspension? It's bad, dude. It's hard out here for a pimp. Hey, Nurse Laura, I don't think you were here earlier. We were talking about degloving, how degloving is like getting in the immigration machine, like your arm gets sort of stuck in there and bad stuff. All right. Some of these lawyers are making it hard for the immigrants using them because they fall into their mess. For sure. You know that these lawyers that get in trouble, like it's over time. So, but then in my experience, once a lawyer goes to jail or gets disbarred or loses their license, then everybody's case after that is tainted. I know, Laura, I just like that song. It's hard out here for a pimp. Yeah. Oh God, degloving. That's right. I don't have a strong pimp game. No, I do not. I am as white as can be and boring as can be and as milquetoast as can be. Philip, hello.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
So I'm reaching out to you to seek your guidance regarding the change of status application.
Okay.
To give you some context, I completed my second master's program in mid-September. I intend to change my status from F1 student to H4 dependent under my wife's H1B visa. My F1 visa, I came here in 2018, so my F1 visa expired in 2023. But the program end date on my I-20, which was given by the university, is mid-September 2025.
As in it already passed?
Yes.
And have you already filed for your change of status?
Not yet, no.
Why?
Because I have like a few questions.
Dude, that's not a good answer. Why in the world, with Donald Trump in office, trying to kick every immigrant out of the country, would you let your F1 status lapse?
Actually, there's an option with the university about like, I can increase the validity of my I-20 by enrolling into the classes like for a year. So I have questions related to that.
Dude, let's answer them because you should have done all of this before it ran out. Why would you wait to take care of this until after it runs out? You still haven't answered my question.
Because I was not sure. I thought I do have to increase, like, opt for the extra classes to,
So you need to hang up the phone with me right now, go over to the International Student Office and get a new I-20 right now, today, right now, tomorrow, right now.
So
you're not going to be able to change your status to H4 now that you've let your I-20 expire.
The thing is, a university informed me that my CVS record will remain active for 60 days after the program's end date, which was mid-September. So they told me that I would be able to change, I would be able to apply for COS to H4 by November 15th, like mid-November. So
hold on. Are they saying that because your CVS record will be going until November or because you get a 60-day grace period?
They confirmed it's a grace period, like 60 days of grace period to either...
Why are you messing around with a grace period with Donald Trump in office? It's crazy. It's crazy. So as we sit here right now, what do you want to do? Do you want to be on an H4 or do you want to go to school some more?
Actually, my main intention is to be on H4, but with all these things going on, as you mentioned about the H4, like the current administration, it's like a bit risky. So that's what my question was about. Like,
Well,
should I continue?
This is what you should have done. If you knew that your I-20 was going to end on September 15th, then around August 1st, you should have filed for your change of status and you should have paid for premium processing. That's what you should have done. Instead, you waited till the grace period, which they're looking for people to kick out of the United States. You understand that?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
You didn't know that Donald Trump is looking for people to kick out of the United States?
Oh, yeah. That part I know, but I was not aware that they could also kick the immigrants, like who would apply for change of status in the grace period.
What I'm saying is there's no reason to cut things that close now.
Okay.
You could have taken care of all of this while you were still in status. So I think what I would do is I would ask the school to extend my I-20, enroll in school, and file for the change of status to H4 at the same time, or right after that.
Okay. Is it like because my F1 status, like the visa expired in 2023, is it because of that?
No, it's because duration of status ended on September 15th.
Okay. So it's important that I continue taking classes until the H4 status is approved?
Yes.
And are you positive that I would be able to apply H4 status in premium processing so that
Absolutely. In our office, we're not doing change of status if the clients aren't willing to do premium processing. It's absolutely essential.
So I'm doing for H4 like dependent, like not for the H4 EAD. So as far as I know, like as far as I've researched, this kind of application does not support, like premium processing is not supported for this kind of.
Why are you not going to get an EAD?
Sorry?
Why don't you want to get an EAD?
Because my wife doesn't have an approved I-140, so that's why.
Oh.
So I'm not eligible to get the H4 EAD.
I gotcha. All right. Well, good luck, Philip. All right. That was Philip. I can't believe that people are this casual. You can't base anything on a grace period right now. Because if you start filing stuff and it gets rejected, to think that you're going to let your F1 I-20 expire without doing that, it's mind-boggling. People are way too casual. There is a new sheriff in town, and they don't have your best interests at heart. They're looking for people to kick out of the United States. They have quotas that they are expected to meet. And if you get your hand in the machine, you're going to get degloved. You are not going to get to stay in the United States. Maybe everything works out okay. Maybe. But what if it doesn't? And when you knew all of this 6 months ago, why did you wait till after the grace period to ask your questions? I just don't get it. Kay, hello.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Kay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is regarding my H1B.
Okay.
H1B case. I have three. I don't know why I'm having this sound. Actually, I have 3 more months left on my H1B.
On your first H1B?
Yeah, this is like after 6 years.
So you're coming to the end of your 6 years.
No, actually, I have my I-140, and this
How
is
long-
like
How long have
11
you been?
years.
How long have you been? Oh, 11 years. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So it's 3 more months left for H1, and I have applied for I-129 for extension.
Okay.
So what happened? I did something stupid last year. I texted someone online, and turns out to be a sting operation cop, and they gave me a citation.
For what?
This is like attempting prostitution.
Threatening.
No, attempting prostitution.
Oh, soliciting prostitution
Yeah,
by text.
No, actually, I went there.
Okay, so you have a
So,
solicitation charge and you have an H-1B, and you have a long pending I-140, and you're on your 11th year of H-1B.
yeah,
What happened to the charge?
charge. I had a immigration attorney and a criminal attorney,
Good.
and it was given a pre-trial diversion,
Pretrial diversion. Okay.
and the charge got dismissed.
Dismissed, like no courses, no.
Yeah, there was a pre-trial course, and 1 year I have to stay out of trouble,
Okay.
and this was given by the attorney,
Yep.
and then the judge has dismissed the order.
Right. So when you talked to the immigration attorney before you took your plea, did you ask them whether this was, of course, this was during Biden times, right?
Correct.
So did you ask the attorney if this was going to make you ineligible to get a green card or make you removable from the United States?
Yes, I did.
And what did the lawyer say?
They said, like, as long as there was no kind of formal punishment given by the judge, I should be good.
Okay. So what's the question?
The question is, now I am in H1 renewal, and I got a biometric RFE.
And that's the first time you've gotten a biometric?
Correct.
Yeah, so they're going to check on that. And, you know, with this, have you looked at the Laken Riley Act at all?
Yes.
So, you know, they're using just arrests as something to sort of mess with people. So are you okay? So I'm with you so far. What's your question?
The question is, what is the chance my H1 can get approved?
Hard to say. We're still sort of in this period of them working that stuff out. And I would say, okay, it's just too hard to know right now. I haven't seen H-1B denials or H-1B renewal denials based on, you know, a shoplifting charge, a DUI, or a prostitution charge. I'm sure there are some out there. I haven't seen any or many lately. So okay. I don't know that it has infused itself so far into the system that they're going to catch something like that. The fact that they sent you for biometrics does give me a little bit of pause. To me, it's probably much more something on the green card. So, I mean, did your lawyer analyze whether the crime you pled guilty to was what's called a crime involving moral turpitude? Do you know that?
Yes, he did. I sent all the documents to him.
What did he say?
He said that H-1B, there should not be any problem.
Yeah, but it's just different now for the Trump.
Okay. Do you think if I go for stamping in India, is it going to be any trouble?
Definitely shouldn't do that, dude. No way. You should stay here till you get your green card.
Okay.
You might not come back. That'd be the easiest way for them to keep you out.
Okay.
They put you in admin processing. They say you're an immigrant who doesn't follow the rules. You solicit prostitutes. I'm not giving you another H-1B. That would be the worst thing you could do.
Okay.
What you're hoping is you get an H-1B renewal and that eventually you get your green card without this messing everything up. You sure as hell shouldn't leave the United States.
All right. Thank you, Jim. Yeah.
Bye, Kay. See ya. This is the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States. Fairfax today, Kansas City yesterday, going to St. Louis. I'm appealing a denied N400 next week. That's going to be really fun. I've got some really good tricks up my sleeve for this one. It's called an N336, and ain't nobody ready for me. But I'll tell you about it after. I'm not going to say it now, just in case our friends down at 1222 Locust Street watch the show. Big up, Donna. Thank you, Donna. I needed to hear from you today. I needed some cheer ups. Let's give it up. Let's hear it from all the Yardies and all the Yardie wannabes. Anybody who is a Yardie, wishes they were a Yardie. Let's do the Yardie roll call. The San Bernardino case, Robert Padilla. Interesting that you ask. I was right. That asshole did not read over anything that I submitted, and we are appealing that to federal court as well. So I have a couple N-400 lawsuits where I'm challenging the denial of naturalization in federal court. I think we have not one, not two, but three: San Bernardino, St. Louis, and FLA. All right. King of the Castle, hello.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you, man.
What you got?
So let me start from the beginning. Basically, I came into the U.S. as an F1 student back in December 2023. Like 3 months after that, I dropped. I basically didn't go to school. Then
Wait, how long did you go to school at all? Did you go to school at all?
Yeah, I went to the school for a month. Then I got into an accident. Then basically my dad was having some issues. So I was like, I was going to leave the country, but I ended up not leaving.
Okay.
And yeah, so after that, after 8 months, I got married to a U.S. citizen. And like when we got married, like I was starting to basically we started dating like for maybe 4 months. Then after 15 days of marriage, I ended up divorcing her because one day I came home and she just packed her stuff and moved in with a coworker of hers, basically. So so I was like very angry and I like divorced her. I basically filed the divorce and it was finalized after maybe 2 months. So after that, by 6 months, I met another, which is my current wife, and we've been living together. We have like everything. But my question is, do I need to bring my exes, like anything from her or evidence from her or like a statement from her? Mm-hmm.
When you came on your F1 visa, so
Mm-hmm.
we have wife A and wife B, right?
Yes, sir.
When you came to the United States on your F1, had you ever heard or talked to the person who became wife A?
No. I actually met her here, on a dating app.
Okay. And how long after you stopped going to school did that happen?
Ooh, maybe like 6 months.
Okay. And
Yeah.
when did you enter 2023, you said?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Did wife A file any immigration benefits for you?
No, nothing was filed. No.
Okay. And did you get divorced or no?
Could you repeat that, Jim?
Yeah. Do you know what an annulment is?
Yes, I was trying to get an annulment, but they said it was like too hard.
Okay.
Yeah, I get divorced.
With wife A, had you discussed the fact that you were out of status?
I think I brought it up. Yeah.
And was the plan that they were going to file for you, or did you never sort of get that far?
No, we didn't get that far.
Okay. So obviously you're going to have to disclose all that to apply this spouse number 2. I mean, here's the thing to understand. I'm going to mute you while I'm talking because I'm getting a lot of feedback. Okay. So you have to understand a couple things. Number one, they really, really, really don't like it when people get an F1 and don't go to school. Even if they have an accident, even if something happens with their dad, they view it as you promised the State Department that you had enough money to support yourself for 4 years or 2 years to come to school, get a master's or a bachelor's. So number one, that's going to put you at the top of the fraud list. Number two, a short-lived marriage is also going to put you at the top of the fraud list. So you can bet that they are going to go talk to wife number 1 to see if they can get her to say that you were up to funny business in marrying her, only married her to get a green card, blah, 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 blah. So if I were your lawyer, what I would do is before I even file the case, I would try to get a statement from wife A saying, yeah, we married. It was sort of impulsive. We didn't really want to be together and we broke up and we never filed an immigration benefit. So then you have to do a really good job of proving up marriage number 2 because of the failure to go to school, despite promising that you had enough money to do so, and the marriage to number one.
Yes, yeah, I hear you about that. Yes.
Does that make sense?
So basically, my ex, she's. I mean, we are on good terms. Like, we're not in fighting, or I guess we're in the middle, not in good terms, but in good terms. You get what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
can like.
So what
I
I'm
can
saying,
reach out to her.
no, you shouldn't. You should have your lawyer do it. If I were you, what I would do is I would interview you and get your whole history of your relationship. Then
Okay.
once I have that, I would your relationship with her, right? Once I have
Mhm.
that, I would summarize it into something that's probably like 10 sentences long that basically says, yeah, we met. Yeah, we got married. Yeah, we thought it was going to last. We were too young. We weren't mature enough. It didn't work out, and we got divorced. And I think he's a good person. That's it. And I don't think he married me just to get a green card, as evidenced by the fact that we got divorced. So, and just try to get her to sign that. Just, you want to make it super simple. Say, hey, like if I were your lawyer, I'd say you text her and say, hey, my lawyer can reach out to you. He wants to send you this statement for you to look at. Can you look it over and think about signing it? And that's it. Because you want to nail her down before you file based on marriage number 2. Because if not, they're going to go to her and they're going to get her to say bad things about you, even if they aren't true.
Yeah, yeah, and I think she'll be inclined to do so, because if she's like influenced enough, she's gonna do that 100%.
Great. All right, well, let me need help. Okay, thanks for the call.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Appreciate you. Have a good day, man.
Peace, brother. Shan, hello. That's what we call my niece, Shan. Shannon. Shan, are you there? Hello, you're on mute. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Shan, are you there? No. Shan is on mute. Hoolie's favorite sign. We haven't seen that in a while, have we? You know Hoolie's here when the you're on mute pops up right away. Phoenix, hello. Phoenix, you're on mute. I got Phoenix.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. I'm actually in luck and quite happy to talk to you. Okay, so hopefully my case, it's not an issue. I don't know. We'll start from the beginning.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yes.
I am an American citizen who's living in the UK.
Okay.
But I guess my issues aren't that important. But living in the UK, met my husband in Senegal, married in Senegal, no problem. He lives with me in the UK as a dependent.
Okay.
I got a job in the United States. We've already started the process. I-130 went through, moved on to the NVC.
Yep.
The embassy is slated for London. So we're on a worker's visa in the UK. I just want to make sure I repeat that. Okay. Everything has been approved or accepted in our documents. So because I haven't been in the the US in a long time, we had to get a person to be the financial support. The sponsor. All of that has been.
But you're still the sponsor. They're the co-sponsor.
Yeah, they're the co-sponsor. So all of that's been approved, except for one piece of evidence.
Which is?
His foreign. I got a generic message that said, "You are not a national of this country. Prove your status here."
In England.
In England. They gave us a link to go to.
Okay.
We went to that link, and the link, it said, look at passports and other documents.
Okay.
When you look at that drop down, it is all about passport holders. Yeah, like British citizens. Now, everything about this process has been the fact that he is a national, that we live here, but he's not from here.
Right.
So what I recently did was put a whole dossier together, because I tried to get on to speak to you a couple days ago, but I couldn't. And I didn't want to wait another week because my job starts November 3rd. Okay. And so I'm going to have to leave this country, and I'm hoping I can leave with him. But we're at the stage where we're so close to the interview part that it's freaking me out. Okay. All right. So I put a dossier together. wrote a letter that said, hello, to whom it may concern. The UK has moved from a physical visa process to an online one, which is what we uploaded. So the UK uses e-visas. That is what we uploaded when it got rejected. That's not the information they want. So what I put in was his expired biometric card, and of course I explained in the letter, the header, that the expired biometric card is because the UK has moved on from using physical biometric cards. I put a picture of that, his provisional license in the UK. I put a copy of his UK, the foil, like your actual visa stamp that you get in your passport when you first come in. I put that in. I put bank statements. I put both of our, when I applied to get my worker's visa and him as my dependent, I put both of those confirmations all in one document and I uploaded it to NVC. Okay. But I honestly don't know what they're looking for. And this is really my question. So from what I understand is that if you live in another country, you're able to apply from the country you live in versus the country that you're born.
Well, up until November, they changed that rule starting in November. So you should still be covered by the old rule, but they're trying to screw people like your husband and make him go back to Senegal and consular process there.
Okay, then
they could be dragging ass with you to let that rule come into effect.
Jesus. Okay, I didn't know that was going to be a new rule. Thank you for telling me.
Let's just take a breath for a second.
Okay.
It seems pretty simple what they're asking. They're asking for proof that he has the legal right and has status to be in the UK.
Yeah.
Right? So it seems to me that are you saying that what you think you submitted the first time satisfied that, or you think what you
No. So the first time, what I did was I uploaded, for instance, here in the UK, the e-visa process or the e-visa, you can use it for like.
I don't need to know about the rules.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I put a copy of his e-visa, like the information page of his e-visa with his face and all that. And I uploaded it and they rejected it.
Okay.
So then I put that whole dossier together.
Okay.
And I uploaded that. But I was just wondering your thoughts on if there's anything else that I should do or put.
I'm probably not a good person to ask because I've never had, we've had in our office third country processing for people like your husband, but I've never been involved in handling that. So I don't really know, but it sounds like you've given them everything you possibly could, right?
Okay.
One thing I might say, I'm not a big believer in getting members of Congress to help you, but this is the kind of little thing that they might be able to help with. What state do you live in?
I will be moving to South Carolina. But but I'm from Georgia.
Okay. So I would reach out to Ossoff or Warnock's offices and see if they'd be willing to just put in a word with you. Just say, hey, look, they think they've uploaded everything that they need to, and have them reach out to the embassy and see. Okay. All right.
Okay. Perfect. That was really my question. I think we've been doing everything for the most part so well. It's just this one document.
Yep.
Before the interview. Actually, can I ask a follow-up? For those who go to the embassy for their interview, and I know you have a couple videos on it, is there anything that you've heard come up with marriage green cards, like questions, that is anything new from what you normally or previously have stated before? Is there anything?
You might post that question in Immigrant Home and ask that. That's our Facebook group. But no, I haven't.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, then I will reach out to my congressman. Thank you again.
See ya. All right. Let's go to Ariel. Hello.
Hi, thank you.
Sure.
Hey, so my question is about my husband's case. He is over here from Morocco on a K1 visa. We got married in April, and we applied for his adjustment of status in May. I think it was May 16th or 17th.
Okay.
We knew that we probably would have to get a co-sponsor. So I had my brother offered to be our co-sponsor. So we got all of the papers and evidence. We have everything for him, just in case they asked, which they did. We got a letter in July that said I didn't qualify to financially support him just based on the last 3 years, right? So we got everything together. We kind of knew that probably was going to happen. So on the letter, it said uploading all of your information is the fastest way to respond. And they gave us until September 26th, so tomorrow, to respond to that, which we did, but we uploaded everything. And if I would have thought, just like taken a minute to think about it, I would have known that I had to send the I-864. Yeah, the co-sponsored. It has his original signature on it, and I didn't even think until afterwards that I need to send that physical copy to them instead of uploading it. So we uploaded everything, and then a couple weeks later, the beginning of September, we got a denial letter. What? Okay, I'll tell him. Sorry, my husband was telling me something. So we got the denial letter saying that they did not receive the information that they asked for, which they absolutely did, because when you go to our case, it's in the case history that we uploaded everything, and you can see every picture that we uploaded. But I'm assuming that's why, is because we didn't send the physical copy with his original signature. And I think if we were, go ahead.
When you say denial, what did you actually receive? You got something from the NBC?
And we got something from USCIS. Let me go grab it. But it's a denial letter for the adjustment of status, saying that.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right.
I'm going to grab it right now. Will you pause that for a second so I can grab this? Sorry, my kid's watching TV.
That's good. So this is an adjustment status case. You got an RFE for co-sponsor stuff, and you sent a digital copy of the I-864. You don't know that's why they denied it?
So this is exactly what it says.
Okay.
So it says, notice of decision. Mm-hmm. Oh, so it wasn't the beginning of September. Excuse me. It was August 26th. So okay. Notice of decision. On May 25th, you filed the form I-485, blah, blah, blah. To qualify for this adjustment, you need to be inspected. Like all the stuff, they go through that. And then it says statement of facts and reasons for denial. You filed the I-485 based on the beneficiary of an immigrant petition. Let's see. That's the date that we sent it, June 17th. So it says that on June 17th, they requested evidence, a properly completed and signed Form I-864, affidavit of support. So that's why I'm thinking I messed up by uploading it digitally and not sending that, at least that physical copy with his original signature. I could have uploaded everything else, like his taxes, all the evidence that they asked for a co-sponsor. But I think that's why we got denied, because that's the only thing that it says.
Well, how much money does he
make? Between him and his wife, they make well over the threshold. I can't remember how much each of them make in a year, but with their family household, they make more. Just him alone, he makes more than enough to qualify.
And you submitted an I-864, his tax transcripts for the last 3 years, his W-2s for last year, and proof of his current employment, and you submitted an I-864A from the spouse?
Yes. Yep.
So they both signed I-864s besides yours. So there's yours, your brother, and your sister-in-law all signed I-864s.
Yes.
You sure?
Yes, because I watched Dee, my sister-in-law, sign it. And then I also sent one. Yeah. Yep. All three of us sent it. But what it's saying is it specifically states Avery Siemens, which is my brother. And so it says that they got all of it. Says on June 29th, you responded and submitted, and it lists everything that we sent. But then it says that after reviewing the evidence, they conclude that we're not eligible. But I know for a fact that for him to be a co-sponsor, I checked everything when I knew we would need a co-sponsor. I know for a fact that he makes well over, and so does she. Both of them alone make well over the threshold to be a co-sponsor.
You're saying that, but you haven't told me how much they make. Like roughly, what do you think they make?
Avery probably makes at least 75 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably makes close to the same or maybe a little bit more.
Okay. So if I had to guess, most likely it wasn't the signature. It's something else. Something else is wrong. And they never tell you. They never tell you in the request for evidence. They never tell you in the denial notices. So
And I did a request for evidence. I was going to tell you that. I've been trying to talk to you for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I did the request for evidence. I haven't heard anything back. We only did it probably 2 weeks ago. So we haven't even gotten.
I'm not so concerned about that. What I'm more concerned about is them putting him in removal. So you need to get a new I-45 on file as fast as possible.
Okay, so
what do you, I mean, the FOIA is great. I'm glad you're doing a FOIA to get the file, but what's the plan? I mean, you need to get a 45 on file right away so they don't put him in removal.
That's what I don't know. I didn't know what to do because it said in the letter that you have 30 days to appeal it, but you can't appeal it, right?
Well, you missed that, right? Because that was the end of August.
No. So tomorrow.
Yeah, don't appeal.
When did we get this?
So if I were
you,
if I were you, I would.
It was going to be $800.
If I were you, I would hire us, but that doesn't give him any status. A new 45 puts him back into status. So either hire us or hire someone else who does affidavits of support every day. Luckily, as the owner of the firm, I don't have to worry about these things. But I bet you my team could figure out what the problem was if you were planning on hiring us.
Okay, and when you say a new 45,
a new green card,
like a new.
Yep.
Okay, so you're saying to completely refile the adjustment of status.
Absolutely.
Hey, that's what I was waiting. That's what I've been stuck in limbo. Is like, do we spend the $800 and try to have them reopen it and ask, you know what I mean, or do we just refile? So you're saying just refile as soon as we can.
But with somebody who knows how to properly do I-64s for you and co-sponsors, and to do it all.
Okay. So hire either you or somebody local and have them do the entire adjustment of status or just the co-sponsor.
No good lawyer would just do the affidavit support.
Okay, so the whole thing.
Yeah, we can help you. Just I'll have Huli reach out to you if you want. But yeah, the appeal does you no good, does him no good. You want to refile.
Okay. Okay, so that would be awesome if she could reach out to me. Last question is, what do you think went wrong? Because I'm also wondering if, like, do you think they obviously would reach out to my brother and to my sister-in-law, right? Because they're co-sponsors. Do you think that they wouldn't?
No. They just.
Oh, because that's what I was wondering, is if they like tried to pull out of it, or I don't know. My relationship, it's good with my brother, but it's rocky with my sister-in-law. And so I was wondering if they reached out to them and she was like, we actually don't want to be the co-sponsor or something.
The only way that would be is if she actually wrote them a letter and said that. They wouldn't. I've never heard of a co-sponsor being contacted by USCIS.
Okay, so how would we figure out if she did do that? We would get some sort of a notice, right?
That'll be in your little FOIA.
Okay.
Should be.
Okay. So what do you think? I mean, I guess that's kind of a hard question to answer. It could be anything, right? I mean,
most likely you screwed up one of the 3 affidavits of support. That's what I think.
Okay. Okay, yeah, it does. But I know for a fact that we uploaded all of that. My husband keeps pointing out that it says that we submitted the 2021, all of that information, but then it jumps to 2023. But on all of the pictures, it shows that there's the 2022 was uploaded, all of the information.
Well,
I
here,
went back and looked at all of the pictures. It's all on there.
I'll just say one other thing that we do differently, and that is we do everything on paper, because we've been having more and more people complain about uploading not really getting there. So when we
If
send
they
it,
upload it,
we send it by Federal Express. Yeah, when we send it by Federal Express, we have a scan of everything we sent, and we can prove to them that we sent it. So,
okay.
which field office? If you have an interview, where will it be?
It would be in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll reach out and we'll get going. Okay. Thanks, Ariel.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day. All right, everybody. That'll do it. The sun is out. It's calling me. We have low humidity here in St. Louis, which is very rare. I'm very happy about that. Tomorrow, what time tomorrow, Hooli? 3 o'clock. That's the same time as today, I believe. Tomorrow is September 26th, 2025. We'll be back at 3 p.m. tomorrow. You got that, Hooli? I hope you guys all have a great night. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I saw a friend of mine had an immigration call-in show the other day, and there were 3 people watching. So I meant to say at the top of the show that I'm very appreciative of the 430 and 193 people we have watching the show. It makes me feel good. I like helping people. I like teaching. I like learning. And we're always learning. And we're definitely all opponents of the affidavit of support. Thanks, everybody. Good night, Donna. Good night, Laura. Good night, everybody. Where's Dammy? Has anybody seen Dammy? I haven't seen Dammy in a while. She said she was going somewhere. Hope you guys are well. Have a good night. Bye, guys. Thanks, Hooli.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of need.